Welcome to our few moments together on the Parsha. This Shabbos, we have the privilege of reading Parshas Tetzaveh. Parshas Tetzaveh, from the beginning of Shemos until the end of Bamidbar, is the only Sedra that does not have Moshe Rabbeinu's name mentioned in it. Moshe's name is not in Parshas Tetzaveh, but it is in every other Sedra, from the beginning of Shemos, as we said, until the end of Bamidbar. The reasons for that are given by various interpretations, including the fact that later on Moshe said, "Wipe me out from your book," and of course his name does not appear in Tetzaveh, but he is there, hidden throughout the entire Sedra. And just as Moshe Rabbeinu's name does not appear in Tetzaveh, but Va'atah, and you, speaking to Moshe, shall command the Jewish people, so too in the Megillah, Hashem's name does not appear. But the clear indication is that God is very much in charge of all the aspects of history, and especially that which took place in the time of the Megillah. Now, at the beginning of Tetzaveh, it says, Va'atot tetzaveh b'nei Yisrael, and you shall command the children of Israel, v'yikchu elecha, they shall take for you shemen zayis zach, pure olive oil, kosis lamoor, beaten out in order to give light. The olive, when you beat it out, the oil that comes is beaten out to give light. And the Jewish people, in many ways, are similar to that. The more you press the olive, the purer the oil at the beginning. And the more the Jew is oppressed, the more the beauty and light of the Jewish people come out. In the Purim Megillah, as the Jews are squeezed and oppressed and threatened with destruction more and more, ultimately, this brought them to the point where they fasted and they prayed. And the fasting and the prayer and the recognition of Hashem's hand in all their lives brought out the light of the Jewish people. As the Pasuk says, La Yehudim hayisa ora. To the Jews there was light. Ora zu Torah. The Ora refers to the Torah. The light is the Torah. And Kimu v'kiblu haYehudim, that the Jewish people accepted and they fulfilled that which they had previously accepted, as the Gemara in Shabbos says, that which they had previously accepted on Mount Sinai, they now on Purim accepted wholeheartedly, because they were squeezed. And out came the beautiful light of recognition that the Torah was given to them by Hashem, so they accepted it even more fully than they did on our Sinai. Kimu v'kiblu haYehudim, and therefore, la Yehudim ha'isa ora v'simcha v'sason v'yikar. The Jewish people had light. And v'ata, you Moshe, you can command the Jewish people to realize that when something is beaten out like an olive, it can bring out the light. Because weren't you the child that was cast aside into the waters when all looked bleak and it was sort of the end? And beaten out of that almost tragedy came the greatest light and leader of the Jewish people. And so too, in the Megillah, the seemingly almost inevitable tragedy was averted because of the light that the Jewish people accepted of the Torah. And so Parshas Tetzaveh and the Megillah, the squeezing of the olive to give light, and the squeezing of the Jews to bring out the greatest light. We don't need to be squeezed. We need to just bring out the light. Let's bring out our light, the light of Torah, Let's learn it, disseminate it, give it to others, share it. Bring the simcha that comes with the light of the Torah. That's Parshas Tetzaveh. That's the Megillah. That's the history of the Jewish people. Have a wonderful Shabbos.